Welcome back to Brooks Wellness. I'm Lewis Brooks, your fitness coach and health instructor. I'm about to head inside of a supermarket because I'm going to be making po' boys, like I said to you last week. So I figured it'd be nice to just get a chance to look at a supermarket from a standpoint of eating healthy. I'm just going to show you a couple of things, but I just need to pick up a few things, mainly shrimp. So let's go ahead and get inside and check it out. First thing we want to do is get some bread. We talked about glycemic index, and bread has a high glycemic index. But for po' boys, we need to have bread. And honestly, we don't want to avoid bread. However, it'd be nice if we actually ate bread that's higher quality, if you can. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a couple of hoagie rolls here, and then I'm gonna grab a little bit of coleslaw mix. I'm not gonna actually use the stuff that they have inside there. I'm gonna make a remoulade, but I figure it's already chopped up. That makes it easy. So I grab 2 of those. And here's the thing you want to keep in mind. You really think about it, if you think about it, the aisles on the inside are all things that would have a bunch of different unnatural ingredients. But then if you just walk around the outside of the aisles here, if you walk around the outside, you kind of get the better options. Not this stuff. You've got dairy, you've got meat, you've got eggs, juice. Even in the so-called healthy aisle, if you look at them, you know, there's other ingredients inside of them. We want to stay on these outside aisles. This is where everything pretty much is relatively healthy. We need shrimp. So
She was like
now I'm making this for a pretty large group, so I'll get 2 pounds of 4 pounds. But really, you don't have to get that many. You can get 2. And I don't have any Cajun seasoning. There you go. Seems inevitable that you're going to get pickles that have polysorbate in them. It's just what you're getting in calcium chloride. All right, so let's just go ahead. I'm just going to go through the things that you're going to need. There's not really a huge difference between a po' boy and just if you've ever had a fried shrimp sandwich grinder from any type of pizza place, they'll make them. It's not a huge difference other than the remoulade. All right, so what we're going to be using is some hot sauce, mustard. We got dill pickles, which we're going to have to chop up, or you could just use relish, mayonnaise, Worcestershire sauce, Cajun seasoning, sauerkraut. You're going to need lemon. For the actual sandwich, you're going to need tomatoes, salad mix. At this point, when you're making the remoulade, you might as well go ahead and take your shrimp out. You know, I'll go through the process of peeling and deveining the shrimp, but you're going to have to take the tails off, obviously, because you're making a sandwich, and you don't want to have tails in your sandwich. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So basically, your mayonnaise is your base of your remoulade, so you're just going to really take a dollop of mayonnaise. 2 tablespoons, maybe, if you're just making a few of. Everything else is going to pretty much be a lot less than that. If you have 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, then you're going to just have 1 teaspoon or a little bit more of mustard. Same thing with the hot sauce. A little bit of sauerkraut, tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and you're going to mix those together. Go ahead and add some lemon, some salt and pepper. And so, as you've guessed, you know, with the sauerkraut and the Worcestershire sauce, it's very tart and tangy. And we're going to increase that. We are going to go ahead and add some pickles in here. Not a sweet sauce. All right. And you want to we're going to mince these, really. So that's the reason why I said you can kind of just go ahead and use relish, because that's pretty much what relish is. Watch your fingers. so that's pretty good the way it is. And I'm not even going to add all of this in there. I don't want to have too much. I probably could have used 2 pickles instead of 3. Got 1 teaspoon of garlic. You want to go ahead and put that into the remoulade as well. While we're waiting for the shrimp to thaw out a bit, just a reminder, with shrimp you do want to make sure that you don't leave them out for too long. You want to keep them cold until you cook them. And you also want to keep in mind that with all seafood really, when you cook it, you kind of want to eat it. Serve it hot, so you got to kind of prepare that way with whenever you're cooking it, because it doesn't take a long time to cook shrimp like you'll see. Pretty much you want to go ahead and transition that right into a sandwich right afterward. Quite a bit of flour, not a ton. Let's just start off with 2 cups of flour. Again, make sure that this is unbleached flour. 2 heaping cups of flour. We're just going to take the top off of the Cajun seasoning and just go ahead and just sift it in there. You can't over season these things because this is just going to be breading the shrimp, and then the shrimp is going to be in a sandwich with all these other flavors. And we're just going to mix these 2 together. I'm going to add some more salt in here. So basically we want it to, to look like this and taste like Cajun seasoning. That's perfect. Is go ahead and get a plastic bag. And you're going to take most of this, you're going to put in the plastic bag. We're going to put the shrimp in there, coat them, stick them back into the refrigerator so that they can, it kind of gets cured on there a little bit. So, but we can wait off on that because I want the shrimp to sit in the refrigerator for like an hour or so and kind of get cured a bit with the flour. And then when we coat them with the batter, you get that 2 levels of frying that of crispiness that you kind of want. So it's not like I eat this stuff all the time. Most of the time I'm not eating fried foods, in fact. But it's worth making every once in a while. Why couldn't it have just poured in there nice and smooth? That's all right. We'll just have that like that. And then you keep a little bit left over, and we're gonna add the eggs to that. Okay, so all of them are, basically 15 minutes of mind finger-numbing pain later. All of the shrimp are deveined. You can see they basically look like that. Uncooked little yummies. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our bag of flour and we're gonna take a paper plate. We're going to take a shrimp, drop it in the flour, make sure it's covered. 1 hand is for shrimp, 1 hand is for flour, because your flour hand is going to get all covered with flour, as you'll see in a second. You're going to take the shrimp out, shake off the extra dust, the other flour, and then put it on the plate. There we go. So there's my fingers. Looks like something from a sci-fi movie right now. So we're gonna take the bag and we're just gonna go ahead and stick all the shrimp back in there. Close it up and put it in the refrigerator. Here we go, we're back. So what I'm going to do, my company is here, so I'm going to start preparing the batter to make the shrimp, because that's kind of how you want to do it. You want to make sure that you're cooking up everything and serving it hot. So I'm going to go through that process. I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, so we got the flour here that we have left over and that we reserved, and we're just going to crack like 4 eggs into this bowl. I'm just going to go ahead and start adding the shrimp in, the flour in. So basically, for your frying pan, I'm not adding too much oil to it. I'm just going to keep a really low amount of oil. I put coconut oil in there because it's got a really high smoke point. Like, it takes a long time for coconut oil to smoke, which will hopefully keep it from burning, and that's really what we want. So right now that's on. I've got the griddle set up so that I can go ahead and put the bread on there. So I just wanted to throw that out there. There's just enough coconut oil on the bottom of the pan to coat it. You want to wait until until whatever oil you have in there. You don't have to use coconut oil. I'm just saying it has a high smoke point. So when you see it start to wave, the shimmer, that's how you know. You can also just take, yeah. So you know that is ready. So all right. So here we go. We took the shrimp out of the refrigerator. Take the batter, and we're going to put the shrimp in the batter and throw it on the fryer. We're going to multitask. We also, at the same time, we're going to put some of the remoulade onto the bun and go ahead and throw that on there and get it nice and toasty so we can get a little bit of crispy on there. I'm going to take the rest of the remoulade and I'm going to mix it into the salad mix that I got, so we can mix this together with the remoulade. That'll be the slaw for the top of the po' boy. And there you go. Nice, crunchy, fluffy shrimp. Doesn't take long for it to cook. It's couple, really, like a minute or so on one side, minute or so on another side. Maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes. So we're gonna cook these up. I'll make a sandwich, show you what it looks like. We have all these people in there. I'll give it to somebody that I didn't pay, and they can tell you what it tastes like. Of East Hampton Flooring, an expert, Tyler, right up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Angel is not paid by me. He's just a friend of mine that came over, so we're gonna go ahead and make a sandwich for him real quick. I toasted the bread on the griddle, so it's a little bit crispy. Right on the inside, we're gonna just go ahead and throw the coleslaw. Do you want tomatoes on it?
No, I'll do it like that, because that's more of a traditional.
Okay. Give you as many shrimp as you want, because you were actually, I wash my hands, is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna throw the shrimp on there
just
for
go
you.
for it. Perfect.
Because you were willing to test this sandwich for us. I'm gonna let Angel fold it and put it together, but everything's on there, and yeah, however you feel neat, and then
These are my appetizers.
those. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, here we go. So Angel's about to go ahead and take his first bite of his po' boy.
Very good. The shrimp is perfectly cooked, nice and crunchy, and the remoulade, you can pick it up in the slaw. So real good. Yeah.
There you go, straight from Angel's mouth to your eyes. So there you go, folks. That's how you make it. It's nice and easy. It's not going to be the neatest looking sandwich that you've ever made, but trust me, it's going to be delicious. So go ahead and try it. And I'll see you back in the classroom in a second.